Hi guys, welcome, and today I'm gonna show you Joyce, Joyce the car, because from some reason I can't drive Lucy, and we have a Joyce that's Suzuki um, Baleno, yeah, uh, Baleno, yeah, Suzuki. As you can see, the color is blue metallic, dark blue metallic. You can see the color. I don't know. Yeah, it should be seen on a video. And I'm gonna show you something about this car, how it works, what is inside. It's a car from 1996, so it's a 20-year-old car. And we have here 1.3 liter motor, engine 1.3 liter, 4-cylinder, 90 HP, so it's much less than in S-Class. In S-Class was 290 HP from 4 liter diesel. Here is only 90 HP from 1.3 liter engine. For a petrol, not diesel engine, for a petrol, but it's a good. I think it's a good car for transport. Not as super as S-Class, but really nice. Like to move, to be mobile is much better, much faster to use a car than some buses and other things like that. So I think that for to be mobile, to be able to move from place A to point B, Suzuki is a good car. In a city, it takes about 8 liters of gasoline, so it's less than in S-Class. In S-Class it was 15. Here it's 8. On a highway, it's from a 7.5 up to 8 liters of gasoline, so it's much more than in Mercedes. In Mercedes it was 6.4 to 7 of diesel, with a speed from 160 to 200. Here we have at speed 120. We have 7.5 to 8 liter of gasoline. Standard E10 gasoline. You can use any gasoline. I use the standard, the cheapest gasoline. And I'm gonna show you how it looks inside. We have a central locking, but a manual for a standard key. So we can't use any buttons. We need to use a key for that. Yes, you can see it's locking and unlocking by key, but it's a central locking, so it's good. Inside, standard material, unfortunately not leather. Standard material, electric windows in the front and in the back, and a style light from 1996, compact version, so it's much smaller. You can see in the back it's much smaller than Lucy. Trunk also is much smaller. Of course, automatic transmission, because I can drive car with manual transmission. We have automatic transmission without Tiptronic, so we have parking, reverse, neutral, drive, and two and second and E and L. But it's automatic transmission, quite nice. The car is a little loud inside, a little. It's like a compact car. The sound inside is similar to Skoda Octavia or Opel Astra, so it's not so bad. And it's louder than S-Class or BMW Series 7, but it's quite comfortable. As you can see, we have inside we have a radio, standard one DIN radio, standard radio with USB and aux input radio. We have also heating and air conditioning, manual air conditioning, when you can turn on. So it's good that the car have an air conditioning, because at that time in 1990s air conditioning wasn't a standard. Now air conditioning is a standard in all cars. At that moment it wasn't, so it's good that we have air conditioning and very good heating. Not so much space, but quite nice. Everything works. Brake works, acceleration works, everything is okay. And now I will try to do a trunk to show you how many space we have in a trunk. Things this car don't have, there is no heating for seats, there's no electric steering seats, so we need to do everything manual. We have electric windows and electric mirrors, so that's fine. It's very important the car is not from 1992. It has to be 1993 and over for the diesel-line engines, because only cars from 1993 and younger are allowed to go to a city in case of the green sticker. As you can see, that's the trunk, and here. That's the end of the trunk. It's much smaller than in Lucy, but it's enough to take all things. I was able to put all things from Lucy to Joyce, so it's quite well. Backlights, standard bulbs, easy to replace on and easy to buy on any gas station. Lights for registration also. Closing trunk. A little inconvenient thing is that it's a more light car than Lucy, because Lucy was empty, was 2.1, yeah. In Lucy it was 2.1 ton empty and 2.7 ton full. This car is 1.4 ton empty and 2.1 ton full, so it's much lighter. It's not very good because you feel a wind on a highway, and economic and convenient speed is up to 120 km per hour, so about 70-75 miles per hour you can drive normal way in convenient, but it's not a bad car. It's a quite nice car. As you can see, I use a car on a foreign registration plates from one reason. That's a much cheaper insurance, because for that car insurance here will be about €1,000 for a year. When I use foreign plates, it's from 100 to 150 euro per year, so it's much cheaper to use car on foreign plates. I really recommend it. Front lights, standard halogen, unfortunately not xenon, but halogen lamps with standard bulbs, really easy to replace, and it works really nice. Space in a bed less, but if you drive in 1 or 2 person, it's enough. It's really enough space inside. When you want to refill a car on a gas station, inside it's a 47 liter gasoline inside. On a highway, every 400 kilometers you need to put gasoline. So for example, when you go from Berlin to Düsseldorf, you need to put gasoline twice. So when you need to Hanover, just after Hanover, you need to put gasoline to a car. Good thing that the car is compatible with the new gasoline E10, so you don't have to use a classic standard gasoline. You can use a little cheaper and more economical gasoline E10. On E10, car takes half liter for 100 km less, even with working air conditioning. And then you just use E10 gasoline. for a car from 1996, I think, as you can see, it looks really nice. A little dirt because I made about 1,000 kilometers by this car, so it's quite well. The only thing you have to always remember to turn on the light after turn on the engine manually, because it doesn't match automatically, but it's not a big problem. That's a good that the car is working and driving, because for a few days from Friday October 1st, 2nd, the last day of September, from the last day of September up to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for 7 days. From 7 days I was without any car. It was very hard and very expensive to go by public transport, by bus, by S-Bahn, by trains, by buses from one place to other. It was expensive. It takes a lot of time to go by a public transport from one place to another, because if you don't use a public transport, and probably some people of my subscribers don't use a public transport, you should know that you need a time to go to a bus stop. You need to wait for a bus, you need to pay for a ticket, you need to go by bus, and bus makes stops in the place you don't want. You need to go out from a bus in some place. It's not the place where you want to go, but in some place where you need to go out from a bus, they need to walk or change to other transport. Wait for other transport, go by this transport, it takes a lot of time. Or even when you go by foot, things you go by any car in 5 minutes takes half an hour or even more. It's a problem. There's a problem where it's a cold rain and wind with a car. Even it doesn't matter which type of car. It's always more convenient way, especially when you need to go from place A to place B. For YouTube purpose, when you make videos from a travel lifestyle like me and challenges, it's much more convenient to use any type of transportation which is related with you, like a car, than use a public transport. Also, with a public transport, sometimes you are stuck. You can't make what you want. That's a very big problem. So sometimes it's good to have even a very small and old car, for example, like this Opel here, Opel Corsa. You can see this is a compact car similar to Octavia, to Astra. I think for my purpose, really good solution at this moment. And of course, I miss my old car. I miss Lucy, because Lucy was a very convenient car and very good for a long distance. But what happened, that happened. There's nothing I can do about this. So it's a time just to be more friendly for a new car and use a new car. It just happens. If you don't know, now we are in Düsseldorf, in Friedrichstadt. And I hope you like that video. Leave a like and write some comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao!